Hello everyone, I am back with my 112 prototype, and it has changed quite a bit since the last time I showed the car, when it was the very first iteration of the car, and it is now looking like that. So the main difference from before would be the rear pods that I use for my trike chassis, and that I used for that originally, which is the F103 GT F103 Tamiya pods, the plastic one with another little stiffener at the back that I've made, and now I am running a full aluminium and graphite rear pod instead of that. The other main difference as well is that all along the chassis, the battery mounts used to be 3D printed, and now it is once again full graphite and aluminium poles all across. I have as well now the stiffeners for the front that you can. Now you'll see that I'm missing a hole in this chassis. There can be another little pole attached here that I don't have. This is the first chassis as well. I'm waiting on the updated chassis. But other than that, those are the main changes on the chassis. And so let me go through it once again quickly. So we have the 3D printed C-hubs in ABS, which have been tested on so many cars that I have so far, that those I've left them as they are because they work great. They are really long lasting. I have a lot of different sets of spacers at the bottom here to change the ride height. I'm running them right now with springs. They can be run with just rubbers or O-rings or nothing at all, and just only use, you see, the sway of the front end. I have 3D printed servo mounts that the servo can be placed in both directions, or it can be just taped to the chassis. I am running the swinging front end, so this, you can change the height of the front and the back. You can place different sets of O-rings to change the angle, the caster angle, and you can change as well the amount of play you want to have in the front. So this is like classic chassis, same system. And then I have now the new stiffener parts that are here, that they are going to have 1 to 3 mounts. One of those over there is another battery mount as well. I have now this new graphite battery mount as well that will allow a run of a shock or a damper. And there is new 3D printed parts here as well that are going to be allowing you to run tube dampers on the sides. The springs is done entirely by the chassis. Focus, my friend. Oh. So the T-cut here is what allows the chassis to flex and giving the spring to the car. I will do another version maybe for using dampening plates here, you know, those circular plates with the grease in between. I'm not so sure yet. And then there will be another version of the graphite parts in order to use these aluminum side mounts for the F103 and the F103 GTs. So this is a little bit wider than the F103, so I'll have another graphite mounts, so this pod will be used on the F103 as well. And so to talk about the pod quickly, this is my own design. As you can see, it is the same, it is symmetrical, it's identical, actually, it's not symmetrical, it is identical left and right parts of the mold. And then you have this graphite part here that mounts to either sides, and that locks the adapter for the axle here. And so that means, first of all, you can run either side motor, and you'll be able as well to run different width of adapters inside. So I'm going to do different sets. The adapters are 3D printed. You can use the plastic Tamiya one as well. and so this way you will be able to have different width to change the placement of the axle or to change the general width of the car. And so this way it's really solid, the weight is really good at the back, and I think that's about it for all the changes. Now I have those new of course battery mounts, because you can run this car with 1S, 2S shorty or super shorty lipo. So right now I'm running super shorty on this direction, but you can run a shorty in this direction as well by changing to this mount and this mounting hole over there, or you can run the super shorty in this direction, or you can run the shorty as well in this direction. So you have a lot of different configurations, and the over here on each of them you see the little nudges here, so you can run the Velcro tape across. So I'm running 2 Velcro tapes, one here and one here, so that means the height of your battery is not limited. You can run 1S as much as you can run 2S or the LCG 2S. All of these are going to be compatible with this. Those, of course, you don't need to run the stiffening bar as well, or you can run them in different setups depending on how stiff you want the front half of the chassis to be. And that's about it. I'm still running my quick release front end. You see the pin inside over there. I've noticed before that the CNC forgot one hole here, so those holes are for the body mounts, the front body posts. Right now they are attached to the front end, so the body is going to be able to move together and keep the same amount of downforce on the left and the right, but you can mount them of course on the bumper, and for that I'm supposed to have 3 different positions, but they forgot to make the third one. So once again, that's just the proto for the moment. There are a few things that I need to move around, but other than that I'm really happy about how it is right now. There are only 3D printed parts where there needs to be 3D printed parts, and the parts that I'm really confident from all the testing I've done that are not worth going to manufacturing with. And I'm really happy about this aluminum pod. I think is going to make a big difference, and it is of course compatible with the trike, so the trike 1.0 can be replaced with this pod as well. And oh yeah, I'm running the Team Saxo rear axle and uprights in the front. The uprights have a little piece of plastic that is removed from it, so you can have as much suspension travel as possible, because they are a bit thicker in the front, about like 4 mm taller originally, so I cut them. And I think that's it for the chassis update. I am going to try to prepare some different configurations, and then I'll bring it to the track when the rain stops pouring in Hong Kong, and I'll shoot some videos of the car in action, and then I can do a review of first impression driving it. I'm gonna run it with a 13.5 brushless censored motor, 2S system, 60 mpsc, like I showed the last time. Alright, so that's it for now. I will come back with more updates on this 112 Proto as soon as I have any. Alright, see you later, bye bye.